Someone's gotta change.
Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back. Long awaited video here. I'm going to review these guys. These are my version 3 of the first playing cards. Now, first and foremost, I was very apprehensive about releasing this design because I know a lot of you were expecting maybe another colorway on the originals, but I explained that's not something I wanted to do, and it's not where I want to take this brand. I definitely want to try new things and get creative and use my creativity to the fullest potential. You might ask yourselves why the palm leaves. The palm leaves? This design, funny enough, is something that I had in mind before the first playing cards. There was a Montreal artist who had done these, and then my friend Dominic Mastriani about 4 years ago had shown me the leaves, mocked up some designs for it, and I just fell in love with it. And these were supposed to be the first. So these kind of are the first designed first playing cards, which is interesting. And then I took that design afterwards, revisited it, and brought it to my friend Abraham Garcia Sanchez, who, as you know, designed the other decks. I just love the style. I love the playful style of this tuck case of the back of the cards. The green, gold, and white combo is very nice, as well as this. It's not exactly gray, but it is like a greenish beige gray. I just love the tones and textures of all of those leaves. I find them to be so elegant, so beautiful, very nice in any aesthetic, and which is why a lot of the B-roll we shot here today, we just placed it in a bunch of different places, basically to show you that the aesthetic isn't limited to being in the jungle, much like the trailer we shot, which was fitting. It literally fits nice anywhere. It's a nice modern design. It is symmetrical, so the back design does repeat itself if you flip it around, so there is no one-way design here. Let's talk about the tuck case. So this tuck case was printed by Clove Street Press, who I've used for the past 2 decks as well. The leaves are actually embossed. Normally we didn't do any embossing. Also the gold foil ribbon that wraps around there. If you look at the inside of the tuck case, you also have the repeating first pattern, as you'll find on the other first playing cards, as well as my logo in gold foil right there, and on the bottom of the tuck, first playing card code by Chris Ramsay. That is essentially the tuck case. We also followed that design through to the brick box. The brick box is not embossed, however, because that price was really exorbitant, and I didn't want to up the price of these cards. If you haven't already, you can visit my site, first link below, if you want to copy these cards. They're available now until there are none left. And if you buy a brick box, you get 12 of these decks in a brick box, and one of them will be signed, and I've signed them underneath the cellophane, so underneath the plastic, it preserves that signature, which is cool. Let's take a look at the cards. This is a very playful design, a very vivid and bright design, and if you've noticed the aesthetic that I have in my life, in my office, and in my clothing, and whatever it may be, or my cards, I like to incorporate some eclectic, sort of bright colors, vivid imagery, and that type of thing. So these just kind of fit the bill. When you have that gold foil and that green, and everything just comes alive and it feels so lively. It also looks great when you fan them out. So you get this beautiful ribbon, obviously, when you fan them out. And you also get a bit of that leaf leaking into the fan. If you go ahead and make one of those giant fans here, you can kind of see that design leaking through, which is really sick. The cards themselves, the stock is the same as the V1. So the V2 felt to me a little bit clumpy after time, but only because the amount of ink used on the back design makes them so. They're a little bit heavier and a little bit stickier. They still felt really good, but the V1s, for me personally, in terms of feel, felt better. And I found that if you use less ink on the back of a card, you actually get that feeling. So, which is why we went with the white back in this design. Let's take a look at some of the extra cards. There's this, which which I also added to the V2s. This time we went with a gold foil. This also can be found in the bomber jackets that we sold. This is a design made by Abraham Garcia Sanchez. I asked him to sort of take that snake that you found in my logo and sort of make it in real. Like, how would that look like? Jokers are identical. We have both Jokers. They can be used as duplicates with the first foil stamp right there. Didn't want to overdo it with any of this. The Ace of Spades is by far my favorite Ace of Spades that I've ever seen in my life. I love it so much. Abraham took what we had on the back design and recreated an ace that fits that form. And as you can see with the gold foil, it just looks so clean and so good. Beautiful for pictures, and it's easy to comprehend that that is an ace, but also very classy. You look at these cards and you don't think they don't look like cards you would find at a tourist shop, although you might find cards with leaves at a tourist shop, but these, you can tell just by that gold, it adds that classy feel to it, which is really sick. The deck also comes in mnemonic stack. For those of you that are not familiar with mnemonic stack, it is an order of cards, not really a sequenced order, but an order that magicians use quite often. I use it a lot, so that's why they come all mixed up, and that's the reason. You also have, as with the other decks, a duplicate 4 of spades. So that's 2 4 of spades. The amount of emails that I got on the last deck where people were like, you sent me 2 4 of spades in my deck. I want a new deck. And he demanded a refund. He demanded I send him a new deck. I honestly felt like refunding him and just leaving it at that. But there you go. You got 2 4 of spades, so you can perform some magic using that. And let's take a look at the face cards. So the court cards, not all of them, but most of them will feature something a little new. We added some of that foliage to the court cards in that dark green, which is nice. We had it in a lighter green, but it really looked cheesy. And the dark green kind of gives it like a classy look. It's subtle. It's not something you're gonna notice instantly, which I like. I don't want it to be gimmicky. We tried our very best to keep these kind of low key, keep them nice. We also have that gold metallic ink running through the clothes and the hair here. You can see along with that leaf. So I didn't want to take anything away from the face cards. A lot of playing cards out there will redesign the face cards entirely, or the court cards, and what'll happen is that it gets a bit confusing when you're performing magic. So I wanted these to look equally as good in the hands of a magician as in the hands of a cardist, so everybody can kind of enjoy it. And lastly, we have this here, which I added to the V2s as well, and I still use it today. This is a King of Hearts, but he is holding a playing card. As you can see, there's a 7 of diamonds right there. And that's a really cool effect you can perform to people. Let's say you have them choose the 7 of diamond, then you lose it in the pack and you say, I'm going to find your card, and you give him this card. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's holding on to his card right now. And then he's gonna turn it around and he's gonna be like, no, I'm not holding on to anything. And then you say, no, he's holding on to the 7 of diamonds. And that's a really cool moment where they zoom in and then they go, whoa, because you get that roller coaster of emotions. I don't know, really cool effect you can perform. So, take the duplicate there, take the reveal. You've already got 2 really cool effects you can perform straight out of the box, plus they come in stack. So for magicians, it's a really good call. I don't know if I want to add anything else. I think that's about all I wanted to talk about. Obviously, I'm gonna say that they feel great and that they look great. I made them, but I took my time making them. We sourced out every single little detail that we possibly could to make this the highest quality of playing cards on the market. And I mean that in the feel, in the look, in everything from A to Z, even the unboxing experience, everything is sort of thought out. I see a lot of companies out there selling $15 decks, but their tuck cases are just generic. Their cards are generic, and the only difference is the back design. And I find it to be a little bit of a letdown for customers because you're paying for just a back design essentially, when you should be paying a lot less. In this case, we actually went out, like just the fact that I added the foil stamp to the Ace of Spades cost about $1 more a deck. That's $1 I could have saved hadn't I done that. That's $1 more in my pocket per deck of cards. If you look at the embossing, that's an extra 50 cents a deck of cards. If you look at the gold foil, that's another 30-40 cents per box. Add to that also the gold foil in the back of cards, which is another $1. And then we had them crushed, which is an extra fee. So these are all things that add up when creating a deck of cards. Honestly, had I sold 10,000 decks, I would have broke even, which is why a lot of companies can't do that. They can't put that high quality into playing cards because they'll have to sell a lot of cards very cheap or a small amount of cards very expensive, neither of which will happen in this market. So I'm fortunate enough to have a big audience, and because of that, I want to deliver the highest quality at the lowest possible price. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's exactly what we did here. You know, decks like these by any other company could probably run $20, $25 easy. But that's not something we're seeking to do. Hopefully you guys can cop yourself a deck. I really do hope you enjoy them. And if you do, guys, tag me on Instagram at first.shop and on my personal Instagram. I'll do my best to check out your pictures once you receive them. I'm really stoked to hear your feedback in person, what you guys think of the cards, and I hope you really enjoy them. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting this channel, supporting me and my endeavors. It means the world to me, it really does. And yeah, hopefully I can deliver some really amazing content and some quality products for you guys to enjoy in exchange. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Oh, by the way, December 7th, be in San Diego. I'll be there at the Play Capsule, the Art of Play Capsule in San Diego, December 7th. All right, peace. Bye.